Okay, let's start. Okay, so the goal for today is trying to send an email using Google Cloud Functions triggered by form in the website. So that's the confirmation email when someone types here, join the waiting list. That should that's it took some time because it had a cold start. So it was bad. Already see this little visual problem. I should need some feedback immediately that the job is being doing, maybe adding a spinner here. I'm sidetracked already with a small problem. Maybe I should restart to update windsurf, it says. It's probably off screen. Let's do it. We are just starting to work, so let's update here. Okay. View change log. Do we care? Let's have a quick look. Oh, it stays Codium and then it goes to windsurf. The music stopped. Let's try to put on some music. Okay. Change log. Windsurf Wave 9. New SWE1 model made by Windsurf is available in Cascade. SWE1. So if I go here, no, there you go. SWE1 free limited time, okay, and light is free, and they removed the old model was Cascade Sampling 3, okay, GPT 4.1 promo, that's on name, okay. But what's this SWE1 model? It's a model new frontier model level with frontier model level capabilities. What that means? Free for a limited time for pro users. Oh, I'm on trial, so I'm pro. I'm on trial. First frontier model. For strength mode for complex tasks. Everyday devs. SWE. Light, far more capable model replacing Cascade Base. Cascade Base, it wasn't bad for basic questions. I use Cascade Base a lot. So if Light is better, happy days. And fixed memory leaks. Okay. So said that, we were saying, well, one was the feedback here. Let's try to slow that down temporarily, just to see how a spinner would look like in that position. So, waiting list 4. I think this function will have to be organized a little bit better. Also, at a certain point, I probably need to extract the JavaScript in a separate file. So this goes before fetch, after fetch. We can remove that. I had issues before trying to make this work. Now we don't need this console logs anymore. Error. Leave that for now. This is a sync with an await. Okay. So what I want to do is slow it down. So in Dart there is a future or delayed, but here is TypeScript. Introduce a 3 seconds delay just to see the spin, and then we'll remove it. Okay. Await new promise resolve timeout 300. Okay, that's the commentary works. Okay, so now we have 3 seconds delay. I put the mail, and that didn't work at all. Do we have to reload the page? No. Let's try to open the console. We have a wait. That's an async function. Console log delay start. Console log delay end. Yeah. Let's put a new line. Let's see what happens. Console. Nothing. Oh, of course. I'm using the online version, not the local version. Let's close that. Use the local version. Now that didn't work as well. Let's reload. Okay, we first have to start the local server. So we have 2 tabs here, but the local server is not running. So now we are in the web Svelte folder. That's correct. I will eventually rename this to web, but now I have the old static webs there. That will be removed once the migration is finished. So npm run dev. That will start the local web server. Write connected. Okay, we can put a random email, and doesn't matter. Delay start, delay end, and we got the feedback. The problem is the 2 problems. Yeah. Immediately after I press there, the button should be deactivated. Maybe even changing the font, I will see. Let's see what it does, eh? Where is that it starts the button? And here is also doing too much. I should start it with a class. Ah, so it's a disabled style. Oh, that's okay. So this gets disabled. When it gets disabled. Okay. No, that's where it's set. Ah, okay. It's the so-called submitted property, which is changed here. Is changed after the fetch. However, I want to change immediately. Whenever you press the submit button, then I need to change submitted to. and immediately change the button to disable. That would look better when it's low. There you go, immediately. When it's disabled, I think the font should go thinner. So that would look better. Or maybe even a little bit darker for the font itself. Let's look where I put the disable style. Ah, nowhere. Ah, yeah, because that is a style in the button. So we have a global CSS, which is not much. Byte config, which you don't need. And we have a button component, which will have a disable style. There you go. So background color. So the normal font weight, do I have a font weight, is 600 for the span. Right. However, when it's disabled span, we can make it thin 300. Let's see how that will look. Okay. It's a bit weird that it changes the button size. So it's for that. Yeah, it is perceptible. So I think if we are picky, we want to change letter spacing. Increase letter spacing. And okay. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, that was not the right comment, by the way, but doesn't matter, it worked. Oh, put the mouse there and wait and wait. So I think it was very, very similar. Oh, it's wait, wait. Now the button size does not change, or it changes of 1 pixel. I don't think it changes, which is amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so it's visually, it looks like it changes because of the border, but I think it remains the same. Visually, it's much more pleasing that it doesn't bounce around. Said that, should I put a spinner somewhere? But where? I think because if I put a spinner inside the button, then I throw off the size anyway. I think it's fine for now. Because the color changes immediately and all. So, okay, we can remove the delay. This posts the email in the body and is in HTTPS, so that's fine. Okay, the only thing is this form message. Okay, this is content, so it's kind of different, but the rest is styling. And styling should be done with a CSS class, not by doing all of this. So let's see. We have form message as a class of form message. And to play the whole connection. Okay. It's kind of like we have three states. One is display none, and one block for success, and one block for failure. So for message already in display none, well, if we have active, is suggesting, or if we have a success class and a failure class. And all we do is for success, yeah, even the display block. Okay, we copy this thing and then alter it. For success, we do display block, and then we say color action and border color action. That's it. Yeah, correct. Now we delete that. Now it says you never used the class success. I know. For failure, we do display block and the color warning and border color warning, I think. Okay. So go back to where display block, color warning, border color warning. Okay. So here, instead of doing all of this, we want to play with the class. But this will change the class, not add to it, right? Anyway, let's try one step at a time. And here as well, we become much smaller if we say for message class name. Yeah, we'll have to do something with the class list, add a class, remove a class. I'm not sure. We will see, but this is success. Ah, hold on a second. What if we add two classes and say, well, we don't even need to trigger the classes. We want to add a class for message and a class for success. Because now, if we put only success, we don't get the rest of the styles. But before we apply a fix, let's see if it's a problem. So test. Ooh. Why is it taking so long? It doesn't even show. Maybe it didn't take long, it just didn't show. Yeah, sure, it didn't take long, it just didn't show. We have a timeout here, 10 seconds. Which shouldn't be done like that. It should be done set timeout. Shouldn't be done with an await for message. That's on mount, okay. Set display. No, yeah, this should be done with the class name, yeah. As form message, yeah, correct. The problem is even here, it would be nice if we display the message immediately saying I am sending the form. But now first we have to solve the initial issue, which is it doesn't even show class name success. Okay. What model are we using? SWE13. Okay, let's use that for now. What does this line do? Does it remove any existing class and sys and replace it with just the success class? Let's see the response. Exactly. The line success replaces all existing classes on element with the success class. If you want to add or toggle. However, if we use toggle, we have to be very careful about let's change this class form message. We are in the context of the form. So do we really need to call it form message? Can we just call message to keep it short and sweet? That's the only message here. So if I look for form message, here you go. Let's change all the occurrences. There should be. That's the last one. Ooh. Form message. Okay, of course, the definition itself. And that's it, no more. Okay. So now it's called message. So right. Can I add more than one class name? Can I set more than one class name with, or more than one class with soup. Let's try the live model. Success message success. Or is there a better way? Yes, you can send multiple classes with class name by separating them in spaces. This is perfectly valid and will apply both classes to the element. Okay, I space some news. However, since you're using Svelte, there is a more idiomatic way to handle classes. You can use Svelte binding syntax to the template. Right. I think what I need to change here is that I have a submitted, but in reality, we are going through different states. So instead of changing the class name, we can change something that has the values submitted, when it's just submitted, success, failure, but also the one is hidden, not submitted. So we have 4 states. Right. Not submitted. Okay. So there is we will get rid of this submitted. As a form state, or just state, because we are in the context of just the form. Waiting. The first state could be waiting or idle. Well, yeah. So how do you call? Man, I've a TypeScript data types. Enum, an enum, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay. Deprecate, you go to the page. So how to do an enum in TypeScript? How to define an enum? Enums are a feature added to JavaScript by TypeScript, which allows describing a value which could be a set of name constants. Unlike most TypeScript feature, this is not a type level addition type to JavaScript, but something added to the language and runtime. Okay. Because of this, it's a feature which you should know exists, but maybe hold off using unless you are sure. Oh. So what should I use? Here it says again in let's get this sentence. Let's change. Let's start a new chat, and let's change the model to the SWE1. And I'm gonna say I want the state to have the possible values of idle. I don't care if they are string identifiers or whatever, as long as I can read them. Submitted, success, or failure. I was thinking to use enum, but on the enum TypeScript documentation, I read, what do you suggest? Okay. Okay, let's go to C. For your use case of managing form submission states, I do it like a string union type. Okay. Instead of an enum, here is why. Simplicity. String unions are more straightforward and aligned with TypeScript type system. Better developer experience. You get auto-completion in your IDE. No runtime overhead. Unlike enum, string unions are completely removed during compilation. Okay. Okay, let's try this approach. So creates a type form state. It can be just done on the fly, isn't it? With just a column and saying idle column something, and then if I put this something, the other way around. So now I have two equals, but now it's not a string union. I can't do this online. How is the syntax? Okay, I'm happy to use form state. Okay, so now if I can delete this. If instead of idle I say idles, that should be a mistake. Oh, and it was written there. Type idles, it is not do you mean idle? Yes. Okay. So now the error goes. So let's remove this submitted. Okay. Now we can play with the state instead. So now the state starts off as idle. Then we'd say state is now submitted once we press the button. Should be in the try catch. Probably not. That's not bound to be to fail. Next, we call the function, which is hardcore. I'm not so happy about it, but for now. If it throws an exception, it's caught. And that should reset the form. The form should be reset in any state case. Should not meddle with the classes. Oh, the form much better. Should not meddle with the classes, but we should just change the state back to idle after 10 seconds. Whatever happens. So this should be maybe in a finally block. But just give us finally. Let's remove these comments. So as soon as we submit, we set submitted to the state to submitted. Then we have an error. We throw the error and if for message. Do we really need to check that if that should be always there? I still have some coffee. instead of saying class name success, this should be managed only with the states. State equal success, semicolon. And yeah, state equal failure. Okay, okay. So let me visualize what happens now. So it starts idle. As soon as you press submit, it goes submitted. Then after we await for the fetch, it goes success. And then the state goes failure if we catch an error. After 10 seconds, we get idle. We go back to idle. Shall we say instead here, let's wait for 3 seconds to see. To see the state changes. This should be deleted eventually. And here, should we await or should we leave it like that? Why is this wanting to remove it? Just put it in line. Oh, because I just have one instruction. At least in Dart I can do this. Can I do this with TypeScript? Yes. Okay. Yep. Go back to idle. Okay, so now there is this form message element by ID form message written in camel case. Okay, the form message is here. Okay. Is disabled when the state is not idle. The input is disabled when the state is not idle. Ah, by the way, I don't have a good style for the disabled input. I didn't notice yet. Same for here. The button is disabled when the state is not idle. Can we go this on a new line without breaking the layout? And now this is complex because the classes, well, not that complex. We have a success and failure class and a message class. If it's idle, if it's success, we have the success class. If it's idle, we have the idle class. So we can do two separate. Okay, let's see what it suggests. If state is success, failure. Yeah, but that's fine. But you don't even need to nest them like that. Because state is only one, I can think two different if are better. Let's start to accept the suggestion first. But we just say two separate if. I think they are more readable. There you go, no nesting. If state is success, success, yeah, or nothing. If state is failure, failure, or nothing. which is a little longer, but I believe the no nesting is easier to read. Okay, where is it? Okay, so we have to double check if that works first, and then we have to see why the we don't have a good input idle font. Should that be a component? Because the button is a component, input instead is just here. Okay, so that's localhost. We try. That worked. Join the waiting list is waiting. That worked. And the button is still disabled. We also want to disable show. We disabled the input, but we're not showing a disabled status. I think I also want to show the form while we are submitting, saying, submitting or something. But okay, first thing is let's work on the disabled status for the input. Yes, I think that input should be a component too. So so let's see how we did button. Okay, so button has HTML is just this, and this special slot name is whatever is inside. Svelte slot. The content can be passed to components in the form of snippets or render tags. Two slots? No, just open and close. So this is self-closing tag. Name slot. A component can have name slots in addition to default slots. On the parent side, add the slot attributes to an element, component or fragment directly inside the component tags. Where is slot? Slot buttons. On the child side, name buttons. Not sure if I understand. Is whatever is put inside button, the button component becomes slot. Anyway, let's try. We have a button component. We just do an input component. We don't have a better name, so I think that's will do for now. And actually, probably is the right name until we have a second input. Then we'll need to qualify it a little bit more. So the main part is this, not the button thing, but I just copy for reference. There we have variants, but we won't have variants in here. I get the input, but we'll have other attributes. Okay, I get the input. Oh, there is a bind and everything. Okay, let's do slow. First, we need to add this little script. We don't need variant for now. Okay, hold off your horses. Right, let's delete button. Let's can apply some formatting. Yes, okay, good. Disable, we don't want to bind it to state here, just want to say disabled. So type like that time. Button, some, let's say text or email defaults to text. Is type a reserved word? No, okay. Then value. Yes, but now how do I get these values? Are these inputs in any shape or form? When I use button, I can say type submit variant and disable. Variant type disable. It looks like they are. So when I use my input component, which is uppercase input, which is not named anyway, and is not styled yet. Well, we can style it later. This will reduce these styles. Okay. Okay, remove this, I think. Get this input style. Oh, no, no, no. Without the dot. Okay, and move it to the other place. And also the one below, and also the one below. And also the one below. Ah. Now we can see there was a little bit of a mess. Okay. You're going on with this. Okay, this will go. Okay, let's start to remove this class. Input. Not sure how this should be formatted. I format it first. Okay. Let's remove waiting form. Input focus. Input placeholder. We will need input disable, but this should go together with other here. Maybe font size. When I start to talk about text, we can remove that and we can have the class for disable, where we say the font weight to just 300, which says the font, the background color to var inverted tertiary. Let's see how that works. Okay. Right. Ooh, we need, okay, we will do this placeholder and other properties later. Let's start to work with this type disable and value. So here I have the old input thing. I now have the new input component. I'm not sure how bind can work. Cannot find name input. Well, maybe we need to import it. Okay. So now we have the old input. Leave it there for reference for now. The new input has a bind. So we have type, value, and disable. Type, value, and disable. Let's keep the same order. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's the original input unstyled now. And this breaks the layout, but that's okay. Let's just to visualize them. For now, I just put a BR just to break it. We remove that BR. Oh, it's not working at all. The problem is it because of the flex? Anyway, it doesn't matter now if this is broken. It's just a test. Ah, oh nice, they both bind it at the same time. So binding works. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. If I make it disable just to test the style. So let's say submitted. Yeah, it's now disabled. I can't click on it. However, not happy about the background color. Didn't work. Let's say color. Let's put red just to test it. Oh, it's disabled. I don't see that red. What if I do background color red? Okay. It's disabled, but I don't see that color. That's weird. You know what? I'm tired with the old button. It's just there for reference. Let's comment it out. Okay, that looks better. New chat. Ah, yeah, that we have to move it. Let's go media query. Oops, I don't want to delete it. I wanted to copy it, move, delete this bit, go to input, add the media query. Remove this, remove this. Okay, format the rest. Perfect. In this, when the input is disabled, background color red, let's remove that. Otherwise, confusing. Is not applied. How to fix? Let me help you fix the disabled input background color issue. First, I will check the input component code to understand the current implementation. I noticed the issue. The problem is with the CSS selector for disabled state. You're using input disabled, but the correct selector is input disabled. Ah, really? With a single column. The problem was input disabled is not a valid pseudo element. What about input placeholder or input placeholder? For styling placeholder, the input fields, the correct selector is with two semicolon, double columns. Pseudo classes and pseudo elements. Okay. So here you go in red. So now I didn't really want red, I wanted tertiary. So let's remove red, let's see tertiary. I'm not so happy about that. How's tertiary look? So we go to see app CSS. But secondary and tertiary are kind of too close, aren't they? E4, E3, E3. What if we do E0 will probably not a big difference. Before ED. There is kind of no point secondary and tertiary if they are so close. See, 0. Okay, that's better. Now there is some difference. Oh, and now, it looks good to me. It looks disabled. Okay, so in the input, now I hard code it as disabled, but not here. It was back here in the form because I said state is not submitted instead of idle. Okay, so now it's not disabled. We can put an email, however, when we submit, and this, so such a bad, it's too dark, because we changed the tertiary, and now it looks horrible. Let's go secondary. Let's expand this back. By the way, this form message will probably become a component. But I think before, let's just check this from tertiary to secondary. Now it look better. It will look better. Yeah, that's much better. Could even be white. But this is okay. I think the font for the message itself should be a little more prominent. You set color, font size 18, maybe even semi-bold. 600 maybe too much. Yeah, I think it's too much. Let's try 500, but then we have to see, okay, this is Poppins. I don't even know if I have that style. I don't. So this is where in the old app, HTML, where do I put? Doctor should be uppercase. Give me a break. Must have a title. Give me a break. It's here in Svelte head. Page. Here you go. That's where you put the font. So Poppins, and we don't have 500. So how do I add 500? Just put it like that, I think. All right. So now when I go like that, oh, now we have 500. Perfect. Which is not too bold, but it's pretty clear. The next thing to do is now our input is not really generic because that's our coded stuff like the placeholder. So let's make it a variable. Maybe here, export let placeholder. It's a string. Actually, you don't need to say if it's a string if you initialize it already. Never used. I know. Calm down. Placeholder. You don't need to save your string because you're initializing to an empty string. And you don't need to say it's a boolean if you're initializing to false. But here you need to say. So as I say here, when I disabled, is typed because now I can't put an X to it. It says it's a boolean. Yep. Okay. Right, double check that. Don't know how to keep the music playing here. View 13 tracks. Add to next tab.
I don't wanna risk it all again, but I don't wanna be on my own. It always goes much better in my head, but the feelings end up wasted. So I'm sorry for breaking down when you said you got
So now we have added placeholder. I can go back to here where I use the component and pass the placeholder, which was enter your email. Where I use it? Where is it? Here. Type email, bind, disable. Let's see, do here placeholder. enter your email. Okay, let's go on a new line here. Format. Okay, good. So save. Okay, we got the placeholder back. So here, what else we have to make more general? Input type. Why type is like that? It's like TypeScript shorthand property, right? Svelte does that as well. Name, email, required. Required is just okay. We just say it's required. So these inputs will be always required. Now we don't need to customize that. Normally required is the last one, right? By tradition. Let's format. Oh, it's back like that. Okay, that's fine. Save. But I can say require true or false, if I want to. And say false by default. And now here I say required true. Dunque, I thought that was a boolean. What's the issue here? Type string is not assignable to boolean or undefined. Property required string. Why is it is a string? Isn't disable the same? I go back defining the type. Disabled boolean, but property required string. Let's see. Let me check input. You're using required to be boolean in the input component, but the error suggests that somewhere in your code you're trying to assign a string value is correctly defined as boolean. The issue is that the required properties is being used in the input component. This isn't too cold now. Let me check the air code. Okay. Suggests string is assigned to a boolean property. However, the code I can see everything looks correct. Yes, I know. Let me check that there is any other instance. The problem is the required attribute is being handled in the input component. In HTML, a required attribute is a boolean, and in Svelte you can pass it directly as a prop without a value. Really? Yeah, it's fine. It's phone. Why I can't pass through? Simplifies the code. Well, so, but the only thing I want to double check is can I set it to true and false? So, okay, this is now required. When I go back here and I remove the required attribute, okay, it's not required. Okay, so that works for me. So I think now we graduated from this, we can delete the old input element. Now the input component is now generic enough for what I need. And if I need it to be more generic, I will see, but now it's good enough. So the next thing to do is, I'm creating a lot of values in Firebase as I go with this, in Firestore. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I can delete it later, not a problem. So let's see how much I use of windsurf. Free trial. We still have 79, which are a lot, 9 days. Yeah. And we're using a free model now. And we're happy with the free model. Right, because it's like in trial, the free model. So we have a trial in the trial. Interesting. So we are happy with the input. I think before I show the component, the message all the time, and input time, we can close it. I don't need it anymore. Button, we can close it. I don't need to change it now. Mhm. So waiting list form. I have a separate waiting list script. I already extracted it. I didn't even remember that. When I'm using this waiting list script, what? I'm not using it. Am I using it? Const waiting list or request. And you use fetch. So is this used anywhere? Initialize Firestore. Oh my God, of course, this is, I got so confused. This is the backend function. So of course it's not called from the front end code. Let me close it. I'm working only front end now. I don't need to be so confused. Um, right. So what I was thinking is there is way too much code here, but for now, Was even getting form message because we are changing the content. But we don't need to change it in this way. We can make a form the message like a component and just pass it as the content of the component with some variable. It would be much simpler. So we don't need to do a mount element by ID. That rubbish. So we need to create a new component, which is the message component. And we can delete a lot of these styles and move it to the other component. I will call this message, just message for now. Okay. So we have this component. Now, it will start with a script and stuff, but first, let's copy this div and place it here. So now we have a problem with state because that type from state should be available in both places. And I don't want to copy the definition in both places. Anyway, let's start to add the TypeScript definition here. We don't need any of that, but we need to say state. Okay. But now we need to say form state. And make it idle by default. Now, problem form state is that is not available here because it's defined here. All right, precisely there. Let's create a new chat. Let's put the cursor here. And we are using SW3, that's fine. How do I make the type form state available in both waiting list form Svelte and message Svelte? Aye. Okay, let's scroll up. To make form state type available in both components, you should create a share TypeScript type definition file. Let's create a new file for the shared types. I will check if there is an existing type folder directory. I will create a new types directory and a file for form related types. First, I create a new directory and file. Move the form state type into these new files. So I'm in chat mode, so it can modify my sources. So it suggests to create a type folder. I will go with that if it's idiomatic, but it's overkill because I just have one type. and then form types. So for now, when we just say types, TS, because not necessarily I will have more things. We'll see. And then we just have to import it. What's the dollar thing? Okay, we import it in both ways, which is fine. Why is the import path prepended, let's say prepended with dollar sign? The lib alias is a special Svelte kit feature that points to your source lib folder. Is an absolute import, a reliable way to import file absolute path. Oh, that's good. I like it. I like it. That is one of the problems of JavaScript and Python of doing the imports with all this stupid depends where you are for importing something. Okay, so now we can get rid of that and using the import. Okay, let's accept this suggestion. So import. Okay. So instead of doing that, we take the suggestion saying $lib types. It says form state, what's the problem? Is a type and must be imported or using a type only import. Oh, so but how were you importing here? Import from state from types. Explain and fix. The error you're encountering is related to TypeScript module system and the verbatim module syntax setting in your TS config JSON. This settings enforces stricter types import to make the distinction between types and values more explicit. You have verbatim module syntax true in your TypeScript configuration using form state as a type in your Svelte component. The error suggests you need to use a type-only import for form state. The solution. Since form state is defined locally in your component as shown in the code, the error might be coming from another place where form state is being imported. What? The message Svelte component is using form state without importing. I know. I was still not got there, but if I do that, it still doesn't work. What with it? Yeah, that's not the issue. Well, it is an issue, but that's not the issue I asked you about. If you prefer to keep the type definition, yes, you can export it and import in waiting list form state. No. Yeah, that's what I did. I don't understand the option one, perhaps. Create a new file for shared types. I already have that file. Okay. I already have a file for shared types, but the issue persists. You're not importing? No, I am. Am I? Yes, I am. Let's wait. Let's wait. You have a local from state. Oh, do I? No, I don't. From state. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's just using it. Hold on. Local type definition. Import for your type file. No, I don't. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Proposed edit. On mount button input type from state. Oh, that's the change. That's the type import. That's how to do it. All the rest I was saying is rubbish. There is no local from state defined there. Okay, so let's now read the rest of the thing. And let's apply. My mouse is going crazy. Okay, so we can do the same import in message Svelte. Now this is suggested. Okay, okay. Okay, so now we can close that. Now we have form state across files. Good, good, good. So now message Svelte does not have a styling yet. So into the style section, I'll copy everything from this style and just remove the styles that we don't need. Put the style here. So waiting form, no. It's just a message. Yep, success and failure, and no waiting form. Okay, that looks good. Right, that's the content we'll have to put. Slot. Okay. So now we can remove styling of the message from here. Waiting for Svelte. We can remove all of this. Fantastic. I like how everything gets very much smaller. So now my form message will just become a message component which will need to be imported. Yep, that's correct. Now the ID can stay as is. The only thing we need to change is the message itself. And we put it as a variable called message. Now we need to define that variable. Okay, looks good. Empty to start. And now instead of doing this on mount, we can just set the message variable. We don't need any of that. How good is it? We can remove the if. We just set the message variable. We don't need that. We just set the message variable. Let's do apply formatting. Okay. We probably don't need the console log. Don't know if we need try catch at all. Because this maybe fail for a connectivity issue as well, which does not return a response. So yeah, we need the try catch. This code is so much simpler than it used to be, the one generated by the AI initially. Slowly sizzling it. We have to see if it still works. It should, but let's see. Maybe it doesn't. We also have to simulate the error. That's a website. Now waiting. We want to display the message immediately, but that's the next thing. Fantastic. Still work. The code is so much simpler. And we still didn't even start with the goal of the day. We're still working on front end only. Because sending the email will be on the Firebase Cloud Functions. See if I can. Yeah, I think. Mm, I just go. Okay. Right. I try to center a little bit the message. Okay, so now I want to change that as soon as you press the button, it says, "Oh, I am sending it," or just a spinner, not too many messages. So we can bring in the box with a spinner in it. So because we have what states we have? The states are defined in here, submitted. So basically, when it's submitted, we want to put the spinner in it. I want to ask a stupid question. Can new chat? Can the class value in HTML go on multiple lines? So can I do that in Svelte? Can I do this in Svelte as well? Okay. Yeah, because that will look better. Especially because I have to add another one. Yeah, let's try to format what will happen. Nothing apparently. Let's put something out of whack just to check that the format works. Yeah, it does. Okay. So what I want to do is now say if state is submitted, um, think let's put a success class for now, just to check the visualization. So as soon as it's submitted, it shows the message, which is not the right message, but actually let's check the failure. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the message is not okay, but that's fine because now I'm just testing. Okay. So if it's submitted, we want another class also called submitted, where now we just say display block, and for the color and border color. Right, so by the way, when messages alone is not, there is a display none, so there is no point of putting a color or a background color. Now, background color is okay because it's shared, but color and border color are then resetted every time. So actually, if I do inverted main, that would be brighter white. Now, the submitted, I want the color is the text color to be color text. I think I have color. So I have to go check in app CSS. Yeah, I had color text, just not suggested. Color text and the border color placeholder. Some sort of gray. Text is too dark. Why did I not show the preview for the colors now? Anyway, that should be fine. So now, okay, I got this gray. Oh, that gray could be brighter. So let's try tertiary. Color inverted tertiary? Yes. Ah, perfect. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So now instead of saying thank you, check your email from a phone, I want to put a spinner. Let's format it. Okay. And that is I set the message to hello for now, or submitting for now, just to check. Oh yeah, to put something in it. Submitting. Okay, fantastic. Instead of that, I want to put a spinner, and maybe I don't want the border or anything. I don't know how to do a spinner in. Maybe I need something totally different. How to show a spinner. You already have the context, isn't it? Yeah, I need a component. Ah, that box could double as a spinner. Yeah. No, 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 don't do it. I'm waiting for. Oh my god, man, makes me headache. Um, don't know. Yeah, so I need to create a new spinner component. New spinner component. Okay, so this is spin Svelte. Bring it back in the screen. Um, apply. Because this is creating a new file. Okay, no problem with that. If it's wrong, we can delete it. Or it doesn't look good, we can delete it. But I like how is it done with CSS. Now let me show how to use this spinner component. Nah, mm. So that's how to use it. Not sure about the color. I think, what's this current color? So it's defining a size. And the color, I cannot hard code the color because I won't change the color within the application. But I'm gonna use var color. Maybe action, maybe inverted secondary. We are gonna see how it looks like. So now let's place the spinner in the page, always present, just to see how it looks. And it has a size, but it has a default. So yep, that's fine. So here, just above message, I will place my spinner for now. And self-close it. And it's already imported, right? Yep. Okay. So let's see how it looks. Okay, I like it. I like it. Could be a little bit bigger because compared to the other components. Let's try a 2 RAM. Okay, that's more likely. It's more comparable. Even bigger, 2.4. 2.2. Yeah, we are nitpicking now. Yeah, it's more comparable. Okay, so this spinner, besides, if I place it on white, I must go black. I'm thinking something. So can I place now remove the spinner from here? What happens if I place the spinner as the content of the message? So I put it in a variable message. Will that work? Because it's a string. If I do this, will that work? Yeah, now it's white on white. No, it doesn't because it's it's escaped. So how well, another way to do that is let the message handle it. So I remove the spinner from here. Oh, I don't need on mount anymore. That's good. And it looks like I don't need a firm message anymore. That's still a simplification of what we've done before. I kind of like to have the type import as the first one. Then we import the type first, and then we import the components. We have button, input, and message. We have three components. Then we define some variables, and then you have a bunch of code, which maybe is okay here, or maybe we want to extract it. Let's go this on a new line. Okay, and the formatting is good, yeah. Oh, it plays it back. Because what's the length of this line? This line is very long, 100. How come I want a much shorter line length? Is this something here when I apply formatting? Text editor formatting. Max column 120. 85? How to save? There is no save. I will just get it. Let's try again the format now. No change. How come? Settings. Formatting. Format on save. Yes. Format on type. Maybe not. It will be too confusing. Max file size 50 megabyte. Okay. Enable controls. You know what? I can delete the mini map because what is? Yeah, because I have just already a small screen. Okay, the mini map gives me more real estate. Max column. Limit the width of minimap to render. Oh, that was about the minimap. That's why, which I'm not even using. That's why it didn't affect the formatting. Cursor, text editor formatting is just this. So here, pretty RC, print with 100. 90? But that was much longer. Oh yeah, that worked. I don't like how we put on the new line just that. Can I put the whole button on a new line? Oh, that much much better. But this as well, same thing. All right, don't do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I know how he does that because he doesn't want to enter additional spaces, which might affect the layout. But it's not a problem here. Okay, I got a little bit sidetracked. I removed the minimap and reduced the width, which is a good change. So I'm happy with the little sidetrack. Let's close this. So my spinner is good, but I removed the color and I already want to change it now. Well, I'm using this in just one case, so I can change it directly here. Let's go with placeholder or inverted tertiary. I'm not even sure that's correct. Oh yeah, now we have format on save. Now, what we want to do is to say if it's submitted, we put the spinner. How do I do else? Like that, I suppose? Yep, that's it's column else, thanks. So spinner needs to be imported. There you go. And now we have a spinner here. We can test it. I think it's better to just show the spinner. Yeah, now we have to wait. Yeah, without all this white. So that means to place this if outside. The spinner will be bigger than maybe. Let's change this to say slot instead. Format. And we place this in the else basically. Yeah, it's very smart. Let's check that now. There is no point of assigning a state submitted because it's not even displayed. That makes sense. And even this class doesn't make sense anymore. Okay. That's really good. So now we'll show just the spinner. It's okay, but it would be better to center it. Unless we still use I think we can still use the div and use it to center it, but not display the background and the border. It's kind of going back to before then. It's okay. We are trying. So we place here this randomly and then format the whole thing. Format on save. Okay, that's great. So just press save and it formats. Okay, so that's great, but we have to bring back the submitted state. No, the submitted class as well. Oh, wait a second. Now, if state is success, we show success. If state is submitted, we show is submitted. If state, can't we just show state? And yes, we set the idle class, which is not defined, but who cares? Oh, much simpler. Now we set the class state. So yeah, if we want to set idle, actually it's nice. And also to define idle and say display none, it's more explicit. And for submitted, display block. Or if we want to, we can set display none in the main one. Or we can set display block in the main one. No, I need to close this. Now we don't need to say display block anymore in the other one because that's the default. We can just change the color and the border color. All right, so now We can say the background color. Can we say transparent? Yes, apparently you can. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, the only thing we also want to remove the border. It's center, that's fantastic. Border, none? Can we say none? Yeah, that's great. I'm not sure that's... Oh, ow. Yeah, I just want to reduce the padding as well, so it goes a little bit up. Or the margin, yeah. Let's try 0. Yeah, because there is already padding. Or we can remove the padding. It will still be center. Yeah. And let's simulate a failure. Thank you. Check your email to confirm. Okay, let's simulate a failure now. We just have to put the wrong domain. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's not cool because I have this section here, but then I do a fetch hard coded. I don't get the action from there. Besides, those sections are equivalent, aren't they? What's happening? Let's try with curl then. Uh, verbose. Get host 204, no content. Where are the course headers? Mm. Host user agent accept. OpenStream method get scheme authority path user agent accept. Server certificate. Anyway, it does work, yeah. And it goes, it's kind of a smaller URL. So either I delete this action and everything should... Ooh. It doesn't like the comment here. Okay, either I delete that action, everything should still work. Yeah, I kind of like it that way, yep. Delete the action. But should I use this name or should I use the shorter name? So if I copy here, let's add a comment. Boom. Hmm. Because in any case, it has to do a DNS resolution with the name of the function. Oh, no, no, okay, okay. So there is an advantage of the second one compared to the first. So here it has to do a name resolution, a DNS name resolution for each different function. But here, no, because we will change only this part. So despite it's longer, it's better to use the second way. Can I use trading comma? No, the part is this removed. Okay. Oh yeah, we said simulate the failure, and I forgot totally. So I simulate the failure. Ah, it was, and then that's when I noticed of the action about the action. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's a mistake. That's something forgotten. So I removed the action because I was trying to introduce the mistake changing the action, but that had no consequences. Should the message be in the form? In the form div. It's in the form, but it's not in the div. I changed nothing, right? Does it? Okay. Yeah. Let's leave it like that. It works. So I was saying, okay, let's fix break it. So I put uh, a dot there. Doesn't make any sense. And now I simulate a failure. Okay, I need something that failed to submit. Please try again later. Name not resolved. That's a way. That's a name not resolved. Another type of failure is the function does not exist. Let's try that. Clean my messages. Okay. Access to fetch has been blocked by cores in this case. Okay. Okay. Different. And now, if I go back, put the correctly, it works. Ah, yeah, it works if I put something that looks vaguely like an email. Oh, that's fantastic. So all the front end part is great. Well, only thing I want to check is mobile phone layout. Ah, that's a zoom level. Okay, that's our mobile phone will look like. So that goes here, goes on a column, and now it's joining the waiting list. I see the spinner, the size is perfect, and now it says that the only thing that it doesn't look good is the input disable. That's nothing to do with the mobile phone. Let's go back to the normal layout. Yeah, the input disable, I don't like it. Let's fix that. I just noticed. So that's about the input. And then I want to commit because we're in a good state after I do this little change. And then we'll see the goal about sending this email, which was the initial goal of the stream, but I didn't start even to tackle that. Okay, disable is using an inverted tertiary. Let's try placeholder. and then don't see any difference. It's not working. That was the same thing we said before. Background color red again. Comment that out. Oh, it's still using the P thing? Oh, that was old, right? Delete. Yeah, it's not going red anymore. Why is it not going red anymore? So is the input even set as disabled anymore? Maybe we broke that. So placeholder is a kind of a spatial thing, then it's not the same as focus disabled. So let's put it in a different place. Focus disabled, placeholder. Okay. So the input is defined here, and it says when the state is not idle, go disable. Okay, okay. So input should have disabled there. And if I want to display disabled outside the input, see what happened. Oh, that's suddenly got red. Why is that? So I remove that display. Now it works. I don't know why. I didn't change anything. Okay, let's try placeholder for the background now. Oh, it's too much. Let's try inverted tertiary. Oh, that's good. And I was thinking to make the font color white, but maybe it's okay this way. No, wait again, wait again, wait again, wait again, wait again, and it goes back to white. Okay, it removes the. Okay, so this is the commit time. Let's check this. Oh, lots. Maybe with too much to commit. There is also stuff in untracked. Okay. Shall we start using branches now? We've done some little bit random so far because it was the beginning of the project. Now the project has a little bit of size. I like Svelte. I do. Start to get a little bit of a size. So let's create a branch with like git checkout FMB. The goal of this is confirmation email. We are basically starting now. And now, yeah, we could push it now, but there's nothing to push, so let's wait. We just push the branch name, but the content is no changes yet. So basically, the front end is okay. We just need to work on the backend function. It says check your email to confirm. No email is sent at all. But there are two things that should happen actually. One thing is the email, but the other is also inserting some data inside the Firestore. So let's open the function first. Yeah, that's the waiting list function. we created this collection of messages in which we put a lot of rubbish in it. Let's delete the whole collection. So now I have to think. There is two ways to express interest in the app. One is to join the waiting list, and the second way is to apply as a tester. And I think the number won't be big. I think one single collection is enough. So the collection is now called messages. I think I want to rethink this name. We need to start, and also this function waiting list could be the same function also to apply as a tester. So this function could be called apply. That works for both applying a waiting list and applying as a tester. But apply is a bit too generic to even suggest what it's doing. Register email, apply, register interest. Office finished. Save email looks bad. Interested? Maybe. Yeah. Let's rename. Interest. Why the name didn't work? Rename. Yeah, it is. It's just not very visible. Interest. Interest. Confirm. This script is not a confirmation. It's like interested. Is that how it's spelled? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Interested. So now let's change the function name to that. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Oh, there's some rubbish comments lying around. So yes, that's where I put all the function. We just have one. So now when I call it from Svelte, it's in my waiting list for Svelte. Interesting. Okay. So reference to waiting list should have been gone by now. So what I'm thinking now is that the waiting list form should post two things. One is the email, which is already posted, and the second is something like that, uh, more like an identifier, but um, we are telling it that we can either be a tester or a waiting list type. It's like a mode. Is what we are signing up for in a way. Let's do that. List is the list type. Waiting list or tester list? Maybe. Mode. Yeah, let's do mode. Mode waiting list. So when we are here, it looks like body is already like decoded automatically some way, somehow. So I can already access email and body. So I can already access email and mode, I meant to say. So I can say email and mode. Email and mode. All of that, just wait. If origin, ah, oh, that's clever. So the header is added only if the origin matches. Yeah. I think I kind of want to. What's this comment has to go? I want to move this outside somehow. This is working with the response. This is always done. This is done only in case of post. So I think this can be extracted with factor. Extract to function in module scope. Hold on a second, why haven't saved stuff? Save first. Allora, refactor. Move to a file. Extract to function in module scope. Extract to function in a function in module scope. Course. I will choose a better name. Where is it? Why does it need request and response? Yeah, because of that. So the types request, response, response. So request is of type request. Response is this. For some reason. Ah, it doesn't quite work. What's that E meaning? How do I set the response type correctly? Oh, now request doesn't even work. Why? I imported the wrong stuff. Oh, functions response. Is that correct? No. Where does it come from? Firebase functions? No, no, no. Is it? Maybe. I don't know. Ah, no. Allora, let's backtrack a second. So, remove that. Now, forget everything, start over. And let's start with any. Okay. So that obviously works, but let's see if we can improve it. What are the type? And I can see the types here. It says request, request, and response there. But apparently if I just copy it, it doesn't work. What are the types for request and response for the on request callback parameters? So can I add the types here too? Functions, HTTPS request, and response for Firebase function. Okay. Firebase functions v2 HTTPS. So let's add an import for request, uppercase. And it says response. Yeah. Okay. So let's accept this. Is declared an array. And let's add it here. Does it work? Request, response. So the issue being now here has no exported member response. Okay. It looks so simple, but it isn't. The correct type for response is Firebase functions package. Okay, let's try to remove that. No. We are talking rubbish again. So Let's see. Express? Ah, yeah, maybe you're right now. Because Google use Express, don't they? Okay, now I can import it. Ah, that's good. So why is this not formatted shorter? 103 columns. I'm not sure why. It keeps it. Okay. So, oh, and hold on. If I go back on a very long line, it's okay. So, okay, that looks like a solution. So now we can put request and response here. And it was a bit of a struggle, but now we have the course headers set up correctly now and outside of the main function. And then, okay, a little check if it's a post. And finally, we can say we check mode, email and mode. Now, what I'm thinking is mode could be an union text type, but then I'm not sure how to share something between the front end and the back end. And it looks like it's not really worth or such something small. Maybe we can add that check and say if it's not one of the known type, just throw an error or something, or make it a union here. So JavaScript, TypeScript would throw an error. Why is this collapsed? Okay. Don't really want to output the document ID. Ah, it's come from Docdrive. I don't need it, so let's remove it. Yeah, data is not there, so well, we can already set email as email. We might want to add some checks, but let's remove this text. And we might want to check our input, but request body mode. Then confirmed false. So this will be true when someone clicks on the link. And we need some secret code which you will generate. But now we can hard code it to, few numbers as a 6 digits. Hard code it for now, but will be randomly generated. So this logs. What we're gonna do is check the input and um, so I know something that Google uses the plus in the email address. Can that be used to can the plus in the email address be abused to send spam? That's what I'm thinking. Can Gmail plus in the email address be abused to send spam messages? Can be used in various ways. Yeah, what if inside some form sending an email? Okay, so maybe I should not be worried about that. So, okay, let's start with step one is to is to now this error is not anymore necessarily writing document or everything is document. It could be anything else that happens when sending the email. Yeah, also here just success be enough for me. A sentinel use reset or update. Okay, so how to publish this? npm run, so in which we are budget pilot web, we have to go in the functions folder, npm run build serve emulator. Okay, build will just do a clean and compile, deploy. Deploy would be nice if it does a build beforehand. Yeah. npm run build and deploy. npm run deploy. This takes some time, isn't it? Oh, it failed. Took no time. Error insert command, prettier thing. Line 39. Okay, trailing comma. But if I put this on one line, no need, right? Go again. See the next error. No error, no. Ah, yes, there is a couple. 46 insert enter. Why? Where the enter should be inserted and the command too, right? On request, I want to enter here, does it? Replace with that. Shouldn't the formatting do that for me? 49, which went down to 50 now. I'm not sure what it's telling me, but I think it tells me to add some enters. Insert comma. I assume it's this line, but it's not. I added a comma here anyway. 64. Yeah, it says there is an extra line. We'll have to figure out how to automate this. Insert 52. Ah, that's the one you added. Okay, it should be fine now. This should be automatic. I shouldn't be me doing these small fixes. Anyway, now it's deploying, so it's good enough for now. Now, let's go to check. Oh, this should delete a function. Would you like to proceed with deletion? Yes. Now, we should have a new collection called interested. Well, not right now, after we call the function. We are doing much better today. Yesterday I was tired. Let's order some food. Okay. Deploy. Okay, complete. So let's check here. Should the waiting list is gone and should have an interested function. Okay, looks good. So now I'm gonna call it. Oh, still have the delay 3 seconds. We can remove it now. So let's go back to the form. The delay I added just to see the spinner. The form is here. There you go. That's the 3 seconds delay. Remove. So let's go back to here. Try again. Now it should be much quicker. Yes, this you can see the spinner. That's great. And now, if I go, well, you should see the logs as well. Ah, and we can start to see. See, I'm not sure about that. Because this is the log of the old function. So I go back to functions and I go to see the logs of this new function. Oh, need more space. Tutorial, not now. I just need to see. Yeah. Email and mode waiting list. That looks good. So the other thing to check is now we should have a collection. Yeah, it's not shown, but if I reload the page, call interested. Oh, it's still called messages. So we forgot to rename that one. But now we have code, which is always same for now. Confirm email waiting list and a timestamp. Okay, so instead of we can close the form now. Packages and we can close. Instead of messages, I call the collection interested. Nice. So I have the collection of email of people who expressed interest. Let's delete this collection. Gone. Or soon. Okay. So now, well, what else? We can maybe generate a random code and try to send an email and validate the input. Validate. Okay, that's a good start. Should create a couple of variables to use instead of keep on doing request email bodies 3 times. Request body email. Request body mode. Is final not correct? Const. Yeah, it's never used, I know. Email. Yeah, this will be removed, but let's try to simplify. And here, actually, we can delete the whole thing now. Yeah, that's good. Email mode. Okay, so now we say validate email. Yeah, that's a bit weak. I guess that works, but it's a bit weak. But when we do regular expression that go more sophisticated, it's not necessarily better. If someone puts the wrong email, sending won't work. I think it's okay. Okay. Just want to put this in here. Missing or invite. Let's say. Yeah, no need to go too sophisticated with that. So yeah, that looks good. So now we have some basic validation. Now we can generate random code. Generate random 6 digits code. Or says it's not used. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I like that it starts from 100,000, so we don't need to prepend it with 0. Just put it here. Let's add the code in the. How do I do string interpolation? Yeah. type script string interpolation. Show me instead of doing plus plus. Right. Yeah, so let's convert it to interpolation. Dollar email. To comma mode code. Looks good. Will come also added. Okay. So let's double check this, yeah? We do the course headers, or if it's not a post, we just return just the headers. It's fine. We might not want to accept other methods. There are no options of post, but I don't care. It's fine to return the course headers with no content. Then get the parameters, email and mode. Then we validate a little bit. Should we put a maximum length on email just to avoid abuse? Something, if this is like out of proportion. I also mode should be validated. If email length is greater than. If someone has an email more than 100 characters, he's doing something weird. Of course, emails can be longer, I suppose. What's showing me this? Ah, okay, it's what I looked for before. The maximum length of a valid email address is 254, but then here it says 320. Ah, okay. 64 plus 2555 is 319, and yet 320. Well, the longest email address is 320. Oh, okay. Do not accept. Okay, let's go for 300. And should we validate also a short length? Is 5 reasonable? So I think one letter for the username, one letter for it, one letter for the suffix, one dot, and one paragraph. 5, yeah. Shortest email address, 6. Yeah, who is an address like that? Um, that's fine. So also we want mode to be one of the valid mode. Oh, what happens if I say I define the type for mode as a union and let TypeScript fail? So I say waiting list or tester. let's go back to uh, the forum. And here, yeah, mode waiting list, I set it like that with the uppercase. Okay, so now I have mode wait list or tester. Will this fail at runtime? I generate a random code. The code is logged. We'll probably remove that log line, but for now we need it. And we save something in the database and we return success. Okay, let's deploy. Mhm. Okay, it failed because of formatting stuff. We'll have to figure it out. Wait, I already have. Uh, I just have to run npm run format, isn't it? It would be good to. Something was changed. It'd be good to hook this to the editor. Maybe I need to install the prettier extension. I don't want to mess up other stuff, so it's okay for now. Okay, seems to work now. So it's deploying that. Can I rename these sessions? Just says node. Change color. Green. And rename white for the front end. And let's say backend. And let's call it this front end. Okay. What color is the backend? Icon. Icon. What icon is the backend? Is there a server icon there? Maybe this cube. What about the front end? Change icon. Maybe the keyboard, because that's where the input happens. So is this still deploying? Go to backend. Yeah, complete. Oh, that's great. So now, want to first check the new collection if it's there. Probably not. I don't know. No, not yet. So let's try if I create a new collection. Thank you. Check your email to confirm. Reload this. Okay, a new collection. Interested. Okay, we have a code. This should be random. Confirmed false. Email mode waiting list mode. And a timestamp. That's good. Now, what I'm gonna test is some mistakes. Ah, the log. The logs, not sure about the logs. Let's open it again. View logs. Email, mode, and code. Okay, looks good. So now I've done that. What's next? Ah, yeah, checking the error. So if I don't send or send something invalid, for example, the wrong mode I wanted in particular to test because I said waiting list or tester, but I don't have an explicit check. I don't know if that check works at runtime or not. So to do that, I have to open the front end, which is here. Mode is according to waiting list, and I will say waiting list 2, just to say something different. And now I go with the form post, which is already reloaded automatically by byte. And no error. So if I go check either my logs, don't see a new one. Do I need to reload the page? How does that work? Oh yeah, yeah, it goes waiting list too. So this union thing is rubbish. It's no check at all at runtime. Let's start a new chart. This line is not checking for a valid string union type at runtime, and it seems any string can be assigned to it. What a bad language feature, man. Hold on. Okay, I will I need to drink some water, apparently. Okay. I will help you add the runtime validation for the union string type. Let me first check the full context of the file to understand where this file is located. I see the issue. You're right, the current code only checks if mode exists, but doesn't validate one of the allowed type. Let's add proper runtime validation. Valid modes. But it's really a failure of mode. So basically, there is no point of using the string union type because there is no validation at all. So if I remove that, any, it's not good as well. String is lowercase. Okay. It's better to say it's a string. Any. Let's say it's a string. Mm. Now, valid modes that. And now let's check Well, this check. Valid mode includes email mode, so I check all the email, and then I check valid modes, include mode, remove the final, or what does it say? Argument of type string is not assignable to the parameter of type waiting list or tester. What? We're not assigning, I'm using include. Hmm. Why? That's the same as here. As type of valid modes number. What's that number? Hmm. But what's he doing this as const? That was the issue. I remove that. Okay, that works. So the unfortunately that means we need to redeploy. But now we are checking the modes. So we are doing a much better validation. And validation is important for backend functions. Also for front end, but for backend even more. Okay, while we wait for that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is valid. Mm. So this is deploy, takes some time. In here in the front end, we have invalid mode at the moment. So we want to test the validation. Deploy. Okay, it's ready. So let's go here. Fail to submit. We got a 400 error. Actually, it's not great because I can say, okay, let's put the right name here first. Thank you. But now I can put an invalid email as soon as it comes back. Like this. Like this. And it says failure to submit, and it's not quite correct. But we can be happy with this. If you are so obnoxious to put a mail looks like this, it's okay. And it failed to submit in a way. Just not because my function failed, but because validation failed. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so now we've done that, and I got a good input validation. This is the front end, not to the back end. I'm finally happy to say, let's try to send this email. How to do that? I had no idea how to send an email in a Google Cloud function. Apparently, there is not much difference between a Firebase Cloud function and a Google Cloud function, but maybe let's explore that first. Are Firebase Cloud functions and Google Cloud function any different? Yes, they are different. Firebase Cloud Function are built on Google Cloud Function. They are optimized for Firebase services. They offer deeper integration with Firebase authentication, Firestore, real-time database, and Firebase hosting. Okay. Google Cloud Functions, on the other hand, are more general purpose. They can interact with any Google Cloud services. So they've got limits there. And offer more flexibility in configuration, including custom runtime environments. If you need a broader integration between Firebase, Google Cloud Function might be a better fit. So if you're heavily using Firebase services, Firebase with us and more native and convenient. Okay. Yep. So how do I send an email with Firebase Cloud Function? You have a few options. Okay. So number one, use a Firebase trigger email extension. Firebase offers us official trigger email extension that listens for new documents in a Firebase collection. Oh, what? A Firestore. Oh, what? That's great. That seems very simple. Because I'm already using Firestore. You need to set up a SMTP server. Send grid or mail gun. More details here. Let's go to check. Pay services. Twilio. Pricing was already there. Start for free plans and pricing. Okay. Then pay. Free trial. Very expensive. Something else? Mailgun. Price. Free. Oh, that's amazing. 100 mail a day. That's more than enough for me. That looks good. Okay. Let's see what else. More details here. Let's check this first. Using the trigger email extension. The trigger email extension, Firestore send email. Let's automatically send email. So what am I at? Extensions of cloud functions. Based on documents in a cloud Firestore collection. Adding a document to the collection triggers this extension to send an email built from the documents field. The document top level fields specify the email sender and recipient to CC/BCC options, each supporting UIDs. Why? What does it mean? The document message field specifies the other email method, body, plain text, or HTML, or about both. Here is an example. You can also configure this extension to use handlebar templates. That will come later. It will be good to start to send a basic email. Install the extension. Okay. Send an email. Okay. There is how you send both text and HTML, which seems the way to do it. Now, it's not talking about the HTTP, not the SMTP server. Maybe it's here. Click on the following button. Install Firebase extension. Will this install it? No. You just go. I don't want to install it. I just want to have. Yeah, it does install it. I want to see some more information first. You can install in any of Firebase extension. So when it says extension, it's basically a trigger based on Firestore. So when it's a cloud function that sends an email triggered by the creation of a document in the Firestore. Let's create events. We didn't get to see how the SMTP server is configured there because it just wants to install the extension without me seeing more. You will be prompted to specify your SMTP connection information and the cloud store collection is set up earlier. Okay, so it needs a collection. Okay, can be called mail or probably whatever you want. Another option is SMTP service in Cloud Function. You can send email using an SMTP provider like SendGrid or Mailgun, which is the same as what you said before, yeah? We have to also look further in the possible SMTP servers. Or Cloud Email Service, like SendGrid API. Instead of SMTP, you can use an email API. Trigger email extension is the easiest. Yeah, it looks like it is the easiest. I like it. I think I'm gonna go for lunch break, close the stream, and go on further later. Okay, so we'll see. We'll have to, before we even write some code about the emails, I will have to do some more research. Okay, bye.